Hello, Milky friends. It is Milky here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you're well. So, this is another Insider series video that I'm releasing to my Discord first because it's one of those asymmetric advantages that I talk about. It is an asymmetric advantage in a way, some ways, and it isn't in other ways. It's asymmetric in that I'm going to tell you first, and you can play around with it. And before people have worked out what the fuck's up, at least you would have had some fun in utilizing it. It's not an asymmetric advantage in that because, like I have said previously about lineups aren't an asymmetric advantage because someone can copy it. But where it is an advantage is if I tell you about the enables and the artifacts, and someone doesn't, just has a hard time figuring it out. So it's a two-part advantage. But in this video, I'm going to go through the enables as well as the artifacts that I've used. And look, hands up, some of those artifacts are obviously pay-to-win artifacts that have been upgraded, and I know we don't all have it, but I just wanted to talk about this very special and unique lineup which someone else found. Like I said, I'm rubbish at this game when trying to work out what the best lineups are. But if we go to my Discord, what prompted this conversation was there were a couple of guys in the lounge area of my chat. If I bring that into screen, so Discord, this is our guild, and everyone's welcome to come into the lounge area where we talk about just crap things. But there was a comment from Drakey, and he basically said, and this is what got me interested. Where does he say? Double Amon Ra, Sherlock, Tara, Carrie, Belrain, goddamn annoying teams. They just won't die and they pick you out gradually. And now with no limit of 15 turns, they keep dragging out until obviously after 15 rounds, everyone damages increases until someone dies off, right? It's not necessarily the case where at round 15, the defender, if they've stayed up that long, they just instantly win, right? So then that got me thinking. I said, hey, double Amon Ra. Well, maybe this guy's onto something. Maybe he's found a lineup that's no one's thought of, right? So the brilliant thing about the meta right now is, even though everyone thinks it's very either Carrie or Sherlock and Ruda orientated, or very Rogan and Drake orientated, the reality is at some point the developers, it'll be just supremely hard to come up with new heroes that are just like when Ada was introduced or Valk was introduced, right? That was the one hero to have, and the more you had, the better, and that just killed everyone. Long gone are those days where it's a one only hero, and long gone, I suspect long gone are the days also where you must have the latest heroes to win. I was talking about this with RDZ Gaming, and it's very much the artifacts meta. I think artifacts, it's probably a combination of both. Just the fact that there are so many new heroes now, it's near impossible to have the best lineup. There are many lineups that can win right now. So I think the meta is like, it's gone to an artifacts meta where you need upgraded artifacts and you can reuse old heroes. And GDP said that in his old video where he sort of used a bunch of, when he was testing the crown and the torch, he basically said, look, these new artifacts, especially a torch, basically make the meta pre-anniversary. And I would dare say these artifacts, and even just the combination of heroes, makes it last year's meta, right? Last year's meta is relevant again, potentially with the artifacts, right? So enough chat. You're probably here to see the double Amon Ra video and see how that performs. So the lineup that I'm running, just to be clear, is, and you won't be able to see it, or now you can't, it's Sherlock, Amon Ra. It's not fully upgraded. I was going to place it with Carrie, and thank God I didn't. Carrie, Belrain, Amon Ra, and Carrie. So it's a very much a sustain type lineup. And the artifacts and enables that I'm running are as follows. So on my Belrain, I'm running the attack configuration, so attack with like just a lot of attack enables, as well as the middle, what's called the Radiant AMB. I'm obviously trying to get the better AMB, but we are where we are. Then with the carries, I'm running a full ranger set A and B on my, what is it, the speed attack one, with obviously the speed configuration, because speed kind of still matters. And then with my other carry, I'm just running speed HP with the Demon Bell, which is one configuration, and the other one's obviously more attack orientated. Then with my Arm and Raz, I'm running speed HP, I think. Yep, speed HP in one of them, with the Glittery for one of them, and then the other one I'm running no Garudas, obviously. Sherlock, I'm running the attack one, so attack skill damage, so it's not quite attack with a Rui, and then attack enables. And then with my last Amun-Ra, which is not fully upgraded, it's basically stay alive, please. So health enables with the Demon Bell, and then look, this armor set isn't ideal, but I had to keep Ada alive, and this is what it is for my Amun-Ra set. Conceivably, if I'm not using Ada, not Ada, where am I using the other preset? I'm confused now. Oh, I've only got one preset, and so I've split it with this Amun-Ra. No, that's not true. I have another pre somewhere. Oh, Belrain. Duh. Okay, I only have 2 presets. Right, so that's the lineup and the enables I'm running. Now let's go to the fights, and it works. It actually fucking works. Not all the time, but it's enough that it's going to annoy people. So let's, for example, go against this guy. So this guy runs a, and you saw up top, he just attacked me. So it's not great on defense, but it works some of the time. But you'll see he has double Russell team, and he's obviously invested in it, and double Garuda. So it's attack heavy, right? And so what you see is that I basically slowly pick off his team with my configuration of heroes. And that's the aim of the game, right? So as long as you can stay alive long enough, which this team is geared up, you know, with the shields, with Belrain, with the carries reviving themselves, and with the armor swaps from Sherlock. This team is geared to basically just stay alive as long as possible, just so then the carries can do their work on the heroes, and so that Sherlock as well can just armor swap with the weakest, or the strongest rather, and hopefully that's enough to kill the other the other team. The other bonus is obviously Amun-Ra's Petrify, but again, most of that's debuffed straight away. But you can see, you know, with that team, which I couldn't beat before, all of a sudden, hello. So then that's that particular team. So then if we go to this guy that I beat, and you'll see that he's just been hacking away at me up top. So with this guy, he is running a Rogan team, and that Rogan obviously gets his carries and Russell off much quicker than mine, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm not running a speed team. That's the key thing to note. Like, his carries will take care of a couple of my heroes right up front, and that's perfectly fine. My hope is that basically whatever's left over either will take out their Russell, which admittedly is a threat, or will take out a Ruda, because those are the only threats. Because the other support heroes, when it comes down to support heroes versus support heroes, so like Sherlock's, Belrain's, and arguably Carries, you would argue they attack and they kind of support as well. When it comes down to those heroes, my lineup will just, I suspect my lineup will win more often than not. But yeah, well, let's just see what happens. So we go there, and there you go. Over time, my team is still miraculously alive. And one more Sherlock. As soon as we dispose of the carry. So you see the shields doing their wonders. It might go a while see it. So now we're around 15, as expected. But because I have way more heroes than he does, I should be able to do in aggregate more attack damage than him. So hopefully when these doves come out of being undoved, see, round 21, round 22, there we go. So we got him in the end. Who did the most damage? It was the Carries, obviously, because the others are just supporting heroes, right? So nicely done there. Then if we look at the top dog, Castian, this guy's like got the #1 lineup. Well, arguably one of the toughest lineups in our server, on our server right now. And he runs the Rogue and Drake combo, and that's just been slaying everyone. He's going to be supremely pissed off when he's worked out two Amun-Ra's have been able to slay his team. But we'll see what happens. There you go. So the first Amun-Ra is knocked down, and I'm working my way to getting up to 330 as quickly as I can, fully upgraded. It doesn't even have a fully upgraded stone, but you're like, what the hell just happened? But we'll see what happens here. So you can see his Drake is the first one to die, obviously, because his Rogan's the first one to die because it has the least amount of, it was a Drake. It has the least amount of HP, I suspect. Then there goes a Rogan, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Even without having to go all the way to round 15, who's done the most damage? It's against the Carries. This team works for some weird reason. Here I kind of lost. So this was the guy I think that inspired everyone on my guild chat to talk about, Amun-Ra. Double Amun-Ra, super annoying. So I fought against him once and lost. Fought against him once again and won. This guy had the original lineup. So if you're kind of like not a whale, you're a dolphin, and you've got kind of like a mixture of old and new heroes, the combination that this guy runs with double Amun-Ra, one Carrie, one Tara, it fucking works, right? It's not going to get you to the top, but it might get you to the top 20. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to get there, I don't think. So this guy's lineup, like I said, it's causing a lot of people on my server grief in Crystal Crown League. And so now that you look at it, you're kind of like, well, how the fuck does that happen? Well, here's how it happens, right? The Tara, if she can get her seal light off, basically stops Sherlock from changing everyone to doves. But if it hits anyone else, it's not that good. But as you can see here, round 7, everyone's still fucking alive, right? On both sides. Except my Carrie that just went down. But this is going to go all the way to round 15. This is one of those like epic battles because we're both running sustain teams with kind of like super support heroes, especially the double Amun-Ra's and the Balrains, and not that much damage being done. It's going to go on a while. And so you can see his lineups knocked out a lot of my heroes. And so you're probably wondering, well, how the fuck did you win? Great question. I haven't seen the video all the way to the end, but given how powerful my team is against those Rooters, double Carries, Russell teams, suffice to say, it does have an Achilles heel, and it's this team that it's when you kind of face yourself, you're usually your worst enemy. But with this guy, I think we got lucky. We don't really want to push it. Got him, right? So then if we look at this guy again, so obviously on defense, it doesn't work quite as well. Or maybe he just got lucky, so he's attacked me, and there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Shields up. So back in the day, Amun-Ra used to be like a powerful combo. Like a double Amun-Ra was beastly, and everyone had a double Amun-Ra, and that slowly went away with the Carrie meta. But then all of a sudden, with the new artifacts, and just people trying out new different heroes, at some point, like I said, the game becomes so large and so infinitely hard to create a hero that will dominate 4, that old heroes all of a sudden become relevant again. And luckily enough, that Finnish guy was good enough to test such a lineup, made it successful, made it to the top, and now we all can enjoy the fruits of his work, his testing. So let's go to the end. We know we lost, but thank you to Finnis for coming up with this lineup that, again, a lot of people can achieve, I think. Certainly a lot of the old players. Now let's attack this guy and see what happens. But yeah, it's one of those funny things. We're in this weird place in the game where evolved heroes like work now, and you don't need to get new heroes anymore, and you don't need food. It's kind of like, ooh, it's kind of game over, which is bad. Which is why I think going forward, when they think about new heroes, they have to be a bit more careful. Because if you got players like me, or players like Finis, I'm not going to take credit for what the work he's done. If you got players like Finis just coming up with these random outdated heroes that are arguably not in the meta anymore, just winning all of a sudden, it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Why do I need to build an Ignis, right? Why do I need to build a Rogan? It's not relevant anymore. What's going on? And if they're not relevant anymore, it's kind of like, well, you don't need to spend anymore, and that's bad. Like, these guys, they want you to build the new heroes, so then you buy the scrolls. Because without, if you don't spend, you're not. It's bad for them, obviously, because then they're not making any money, and if they're not making any money, they're not going to make any more developments in the game. But like I said, if the game becomes so large, okay, this lineup doesn't work that great anymore. I think we're going to lose this one. He's obviously worked out how to counter me, which is bad. But let's just take solace in the fact that it doesn't work for everything, but it's a pretty decent lineup. It's good enough for certain things. So he's obviously changed something. Let's fight Envious. Let's see what happens. Yeah. What lineup does he have? Anyway, that's the video. I think the point is the artifacts now arguably create a situation where just old heroes become relevant again. And I'm kind of genuinely excited to see, once I've managed to fully upgrade a couple of artifacts, what old heroes I can reutilize. And I probably won't, to be honest, I probably won't regress my second Amun Ra for the time being. I'm going to get all the way to 330, and then I might pop a torch on it just to see what happens. It's just exciting now. Just to see what all the heroes can do. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. Bye.